Business these days is tough. So much competition, both online and offline. How would it be if you had a treasure map for your business? Or even better, what if you could make it on your own? Don't believe me. You can make your own treasure map. It is called the cost of poor quality or COPQ. Meet Akshay Talwar. Fresh out of MBA, this young man is keen to join his family business with his father Vikram Talwar and brother Abhay Talwar. His first task is to handle the plastic auto components business located at Manesar. This is the oldest plant. It used to be the flagship, most profitable plant 20 years back. But now, with the costs rising and selling prices reducing, this plant is making losses. In fact, earnings from other plants and businesses are being pumped into this plant to keep the customers happy and the plant running. Most cost heads are over budget, but Akshay is concerned that even if he meets the budget, the plant will barely break even. He knows that he cannot do much about the selling prices in a customer-driven market. So he focuses his attention on the resource costs. These are material, manpower, utility, consumables, and transport and communication costs. He breaks each of these heads down into essential costs and incidental costs. Let us look at some of these examples. For each 100 kilograms of plastic raw material used, Akshay notices that the plant is only billing for 96 kilograms. Approximately 4% is lost in the form of scrap. This scrap consists of material that cannot be reused due to impurities. His plant manager, Baldev, insists that this is the industry norm. Akshay is not convinced, but moves on to the next head, manpower cost. People working on machines and making the products are essential. But people checking and reworking the products are required only in two cases. 1. Either we are getting defects, or 2. We do not trust the process to give us the right quality. He notices that the electricity and fuel bills are almost increasing in line with the power and fuel costs. Baldev has all the answers and justifications that seem valid on the surface. But Akshay is not convinced. He is quite sure that all the power cost that is going in to first get a defective product and then correct it is not essential cost. It is incidental. The same is true for consumables. In addition to this, the frequent breakdowns mean spending a lot on the spares. Once again, Baldev is quick to point out that the equipment is old. Really old. And also, current breakdown meets the industry norms. The thing that surprises Akshay the most is the huge logistic cost. With 70% supplies going to local customers, both the freight and travel bills seem too high. Baldev again points out, customer schedules keep changing, and sometimes, we have to send material by air to ensure that customer production lines do not stop. After all, these are old relationships. And business works on trust between customer and supplier. For years, the customer has not replaced us with competition because they know they can rely on us. When Akshay shares his assessment with his father, he is told that he can come up with a plan, but he must take his father and brother on board before making any changes. Also, Baldev, like many others in the plant, is an old and trusted hand. He has been with the company since the beginning and has risen from the ranks of supervisor to his current plant head position. Any change must not upset existing people. Akshay is convinced that a lot of profitability can be unlocked if the ways of working are changed. But both his family and employees are comfortable in their current ways. Akshay needs a roadmap that will help him convince everyone that not only are the costs a real problem, but also a lot can be done to reduce these costs. He starts building his treasure map. The map of cost of poor quality or COPQ. In his MBA course, he was told that quality is defined by what the customer wants. So he starts with creating two categories. The first category is the cost of conformance. All the costs that he will still incur, even if no defect is produced, goes in this category. The second category is the cost of non-conformance. These are all the costs that are incurred only when the defect is created. He starts with the cost of conformance and further breaks it into two categories Cost of prevention and cost of appraisal. Cost of prevention is the cost incurred in ensuring that defects are not created. Akshay can see that this will include all the money spent on things like maintenance of equipment, training of people, procurement of good quality raw material, climate control, storage of sensitive materials, efforts on building a quality system, etc. Cost of appraisal is the cost incurred in checking the product to confirm that it meets quality requirements. This includes quality inspectors, testing equipment, their calibration, consumables used for testing, etc. Next, he looks at the cost of non-conformance. Akshay realizes that the cost of non-conformance increases as the problem is detected farther away from the place where it originates. The cost of scrap and rework are the first things that come to mind. There is also the cost of premium freight in rush deliveries, and sometimes the material needs to be downgraded as trade quality product. This is where the company loses revenue due to lower sales price. Then, there are not so obvious ones, like the corrective action reports and resolution meetings. These are seen as normal everyday job requirements. But as the problems increase, we continually need more and more people to take care of the ever-growing list. These are only the internal costs of failure. More costs are incurred when the failure happens at the customer's end. These are the costs of external failure. Many of the costs are the same as that in case of internal failure. They additionally include costs like people traveling to customer sites for resolution, customer penalties, extra logistics costs for sending replacement products. Thank God warranty is not applicable for Akshay's business, otherwise, they would also be included. Akshay is now sure the cost of prevention is the only cost that is good for quality. We incur appraisal costs only because we are not sure whether our processes will always generate good quality product. This means that Akshay will need to work on reducing costs of appraisal, internal failure and external failure. Together, they form the cost of poor quality. A quick search confirms that this is also endorsed by the American Society for Quality. ASQ is one of the most prominent authorities on quality in the world. A map of the hidden treasure, in the form of poor quality, is now beginning to take shape in Akshay's mind. But there is a problem. Only a few of these costs can be measured easily. Some of the obvious ones are scrap, rework labor, customer penalties, downgrades, etc. Some costs are not so straightforward, like extra power consumption, or time spent in corrective actions, or even time of senior management spent on pacifying an irate customer. But the most hidden of these costs are the costs of lost opportunity. The bad reputation that can lead to not being considered for new business, or the sales that got missed while the machine and people were busy rectifying poor quality products. These opportunity costs are hard to measure. Akshay is reminded of the quote by quality guru Phil Crosby. Quality is free. It's not a gift, but it's free. The unquality things are what cost money. Now Akshay needs to convert this concept into a proper measurement for his plant. This is the only way he will be able to break the status quo in the minds of his father and employees. Join us in the next video in this series as we follow Akshay's journey in measuring the cost of poor quality and creating the treasure map for his company. We hope you will be able to use this in your life or in your workplace effectively. If you are a business owner and are looking for help in becoming more productive and profitable, please contact us. If you are looking to improve your knowledge and skills regarding productivity improvement, please have a look at our other videos. Some of them are coming soon. If there are any topics that you would want to know more about, do let us know. We will try to include those in future. If you have any suggestions or would like to join our movement to transform Indian industry, do comment or write to us at our email address shown here. Have a happy learning and great day ahead.